Hi, I'm Bob Feldman, and I'm chair of the McGraw-Hill Learning Science Advisory Board. I'm also a professor at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Today, we're going to be talking to Jennifer Kotler Clarke.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Kotler Clarke. I'm the Vice President of Content Research at Sesame Workshop.
Jen, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me.
I'm really fascinated by what you do at Sesame Street, and I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about how the principles of learning science are incorporated into the programming.
So learning science is really at the fabric of everything we do at Sesame Workshop, and we're always really spending time reading research reports and understanding from experts how children learn and what are the needs of children and what are the critical needs of children to succeed in society today. And we're particularly interested in things that help foster curiosity and excitement and motivation towards learning. So it really is very much a part of everything we do.
And in this digital age, is public television still an important medium?
Oh, absolutely. Large portions of our audience do come from PBS and public television, and there are many other really strong shows on public television that are really important for children to have access to.
And how do you think about student success? How do you help incorporate student success into what you do?
Well, it really helps us formulate what the different topics that we focus on and what the shows are about. And we test different things to make sure that children are actually learning what we hope that they're learning. And we modify things that don't work, and we start again if we have to. So really understanding learning is important, and understanding what works and what doesn't work is also part of what we do.
Can you give us a specific example of how learning science is incorporated into what you do?
Right. So when we test shows before we air them, we often look to see where children's attention is really strong and where it starts to wane. And we also try to understand what children take away from a particular episode. So in one instance, for example, we had an episode about a kindness hero, and he was a hero with a cape. And afterwards, children focused so much on the cape and the superhero aspect of it and started talking about all sorts of different superheroes that they missed the main message about kindness, because that he was an everyday kindness hero. So we talked to the writers and the producers, and they said, oh, you're right, we shouldn't call him the kindness hero, we should call him a kindness kid, just like they are. So they went back and they changed the episode, and it was really more focused on everyday kindness instead of any superhero kind of focus. And children really did pick up the message much better that time.
Oh, that's really interesting. Stepping back a bit and looking at learning science as a whole, what do you see as the big questions that need to be answered still?
Oh, I think there are a lot of questions. I think, one of the things that I think we're always sort of interested in is dose, and how much educational television really does help children, and how many episodes of a particular topic do they need to really understand a concept. So I think that's one. I think this whole idea of implementation of good programs, whether television programs or digital programs or any other sort of interventions for children, and understanding how to make sure that children get access to programs that work and how to make them more systematic in their application. I also think understanding augmented and virtual reality is going to be something more and more that we really need to focus on. And so I think the field still has so much more to answer.
Do you have any heroes in the field?
Well, I have to say my graduate advisor, John Wright, is really my hero. He passed away in 2001, but everything that I sort of think about and do really is through the lens of what he taught me. And he was a brilliant developmental psychologist and really pioneered a lot of what we know about children's learning from television. So he's definitely my hero.
And what are you reading these days? Anything in the field of learning science or outside of the field?
Well, I think what's interesting that I find has helping me think about learning science in a new way is some of the literature around behavioral economics. And so there's a book called The Y-Axis that I'm just finishing up, and other books on by Robert Cialdini about persuasion and really understanding how to motivate people to use programs that work. So the combination of what I know from learning science and reading the journals that I read and the articles I read and taking the very specific things that I'm learning about child development and then thinking about how to pair what we know about behavioral economics into that mix is sort of something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
Very nice. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care.